what does it mean when people say I'm forming an S corporation, or that's a C corporation, or it's taxed differently? So when you form a corporation, it's a legal entity created under state law. So for example, a lot of companies are formed in Delaware. You've got a Delaware corporation. You'll hear people use the word, oh, that's a C corporation, or that's an S corporation. I'm going to set up an S-corp or a C-corp. It's still a corporation. The formation process is pretty much the same. The difference is how they're taxed. So a corporation, since it's a legal entity separate and apart from the owners, it has its own taxation. So a corporation makes money, they pay a corporate tax rate on their income. And then when there's profits left over, they pay out or distribute, usually in the form of dividends, that are paid out to the owners, the shareholders. And then when the dividends are paid out to the shareholder or owner also gets taxed on that dividend. So there's actually two levels of taxation for a C corporation. An S corporation is taxed under a separate section of the Internal Revenue Code, subchapter S, and it's taxed as if the individual owners, it basically flows through to them, any profits. So there's no tax at the corporate level. The corporation doesn't have its own tax. It just pays all of its profits through directly to its shareholders, and they're taxed directly on the full amount. So there's only one level of taxation. So for small businesses, usually the S corporation is preferred because you don't get taxed twice. You also get the benefits of certain income and deductions and things that flow through to the shareholder. So it tends to be preferred method to be taxed as an S corporation. Usually a C corporation is something that you see for larger companies, publicly traded companies, anything that's on a stock exchange. It's generally going to be a C corporation, taxed at that level, versus smaller companies might be taxed as an S corporation, especially people with less than 20 shareholders or family owned, that kind of thing. An LLC can also be taxed as an S corporation or a C corporation by making an election with the IRS, but that's a little bit more complicated, so I'm not going to get into that here today.